Oh yeah, feel that weather. The clouds are looking shinier than usual. The sun is really getting out there for all of us to see. Spring is almost over, and the beautiful, nice, warm summer of barbecues and all sorts of nice, warm memories is almost here. So today, I decided what better day to continue our retrospective of Bojack Horseman. Last time we left off with the only characters I've covered being Diane was last time, and also my video on Bojack itself, where I covered the show in general along with the character, which was the very first one I did in the series. But without further ado, here we are. It's time for the second retrospective. Now, right now, I'm currently doing a retrospective of diving into each and every character as a whole. So today, I think it's a good idea to cover Todd, a very simple, fun, and very important character when you dive in deep. So let's dive into the importance of Todd and Bojack Horseman.
Here it comes. You can't keep doing this. You can't keep doing shitty things and then feel bad about yourself like that makes it okay. You need to be better.
I know, and I'm sorry, okay? I was drunk.
Todd is a very strange yet fun character. Todd's character throughout the series is basically no more than just the equivalent of just a crash out. He just, from the first episode down, just lives at Bojack's house. No explanation why really until many seasons later in the Great Halloween Special, where it explains that he was just there and then Bojack was far too drunk or high or sober to care whether he stayed or not due to his own depression and the usual things. And then Todd just took his fact of, what he said of stay however long as you like, personally, legitly, and is just staying there as long as he likes. End of story. He is basically just a casual guy, just doing whatever he likes and just not understanding anything around him for the most part. Just basically one of those characters where he just lets life pass him by and just goes with the flow of whatever's happening. He doesn't have anywhere to go due to his parents kicking him out long ago, due to thinking of him as a lazy know-nothing that didn't work on his life, and he just is okay with that and just lives out his days doing what he wants. We do get to see him reconvene with his parents later and get to see that patch up, but at first it's something simple. He is literally just Bojack's foil, the only thing Bojack has that he could turn to, talk to, or even use to help take care of things at home. We even had a whole tragic episode where Bojack ends up when Todd had a chance to write a whole rock opera and actually release it and make something of himself. Bojack went out of his way to ruin it and get him addicted to a new video game, so that way his own distractions and burnout tendencies would end up making him ruin the only chance he had. Todd is basically Bojack's punching bag. Bojack needs someone to always show that he's not that bad or he can't be the worst person in the world. Having someone like Todd around makes Bojack feel calmer, makes him feel more confident about his own decisions and the stuff he does in his life. He's basically a shield Bojack uses to make sure that he never has to face his own problems or how truly broken of a person he is. Until it finally happens. After Bojack fails miserably trying to win an Oscar, after he didn't even perform in his own movie due to his own anxieties and problems, he didn't win his Oscar, which caused him to have this whole big party, and then he ended up, like usual, like the theme song shows, trying to crash to the pool as always, making a big sign of trying to end him, but only in big areas where he knows there's usually safety coming for him at the end, which it did come in Mr. Peanut Butter. In this season, he already started to burn bridges with Todd, showing Todd that, for some reason a girl he used to like back then is uncomfortable and doesn't like Bojack anymore, with Todd oblivious to the real reasons why. For Bojack to finally reveal that, he just slept with her, which makes Todd finally lose it. Todd finally brings up everything that's happened throughout the entire series. The drinking, the breakdowns, the over-the-top acts that cause so much damage for such people, and saying that enough is enough. Todd is very smart when he wants to be. One of the tragedies of Todd throughout the show is that he's always doing whatever people want. Similar to Diane, but with a different tone. Like how Diane never did anything for herself and just went with emotion, so did Todd. Except the difference is Diane mostly just slept through her life and just did whatever just to stay, writing and relevant to her own desires, while Todd just spent his entire life doing nothing but helping people. He always was the person who would do everything. He did any favor he was asked. He threw his way into harm's way for anybody who needed him. And anytime anybody ever needed anything, he would just drop anything he could possibly want to do just to help them. He is the flip side of Diane, where he wasted his whole life just wanting to help people and never stopping, always willing to fill in and just be basically a maid at home. Many characters throughout the series have this trait just in different ways. Diane's was in just basically sleeping through to just do what she thinks makes her feel special and important. Todd is just being a punching bag and never going home for certain reasons. And the other one who goes to this too, we will be covering in another video real soon. But this grand moment ends with Todd finally letting Bojack know that enough is enough. With that famous line everyone now loves, how you can't do this. You can't just keep doing bad things and then just feel bad like that makes it okay. Todd's mantra that people would save with the character for years to come, you need to be better. In a way, if you think about Todd's character, one thing that made him special was no matter what happened to him or anything, he always tried to do the right decision and always tried to be better. He always tried to do what the best that he could in the situation, and in this moment finally realized what Bojack is and moves on to a story plot later where he ends up now just living with Princess Carolyn instead, switching one person for another when the other has finally burnt his bridge too far. But then something great happens.
So that's what I'm talking about. It's like the song says. You do the hokey pokey and you turn yourself around. You turn yourself around. That's what it's all about.
By the end of the series, we have really great things where finally, same thing with Diana said in the last video, he finally starts to actually look and work on himself. We get the first plot of him trying to realize, what he is in general, where he ends up finding out he's asexual, which one thing I really appreciated the show for was that they didn't make a big deal of it or like, this is me, I must announce it to the world. They do it very realistically and very human-like. In the episode when his old flame is trying to figure out why he's even like this and why he's so awkward around her, and she outright asks it, Todd's first reaction immediately is he doesn't want that. He himself tells her, what do you mean? I'm just Todd. I'm not a type of group. I'm not associated with this or that. I'm not I'm not anything. I'm just me. I'm Todd. What's wrong with just being me? Establishing what I think is a really well done way of, yes, he might have been that, but he didn't want to see it that way. He didn't want a label on him. He didn't want to be associated with a certain group. He just wanted to be him, and that was that. Yeah, he finds the idea of sexual contact uncomfortable, but in the end of the day, he just wants to be Todd and move on, which I thought was really smart. Until later on, he convinces her to help him make an asexual app. They make the app, and no one uses it until finally, what were the odds when Bojack had a chance to get a better life and almost was fine, convinced another person who's asexual, a bunny, to use the app, which in a way, if you think about it, Bojack ended up helping Todd find his partner in life and ended up finally fixing things for him. Todd moves in with her, finds out he's amazing with raising kids due to the fact that he basically is one at heart, and ends up creating a business where he can take care of kids after helping Princess Carolyn with her kids, and it ends up being really great. He ends up getting his own life for a change, leading to this finale, where everyone basically says their piece to Bojack and then moves on. I've said this a bit in my video covering the finale as a whole long ago, explaining why it is the best finale in show history, but I'll give a quick summary here. The finale was a big, heartwarming piece of just everyone doing one sad thing. They all talk to Bojack, and they all give their final goodbyes. Final goodbyes. Yeah, they talk about hanging out with him and old memories and way things used to be, but they all make one thing clear to Bojack. It's over after this. Although willing to admit that you are what made our lives what they are today. It's not bad to have known you. Having known you made us better in a way, but we need to move on. Which brings us back to Todd full circle. Todd has this big beautiful moment where he walks away with Bojack, once again as he usually does, just helping him out again like he used to. Even Todd immediately brings out to him, nah, I only brought you out here because I saw you were getting a bit uncomfortable. Once again doing another, if final favor for Bojack. helping him again like he did so far in the beginning, a full circle to the pilot to hear. Then they have a talk where they talk about life itself, as Todd, being a simple person that could see the beauty and value and lessons in even the most simplest of things, tells Bojack the Hokey Pokey song, giving a profound look at it, just telling him maybe the song has a purpose. Maybe what it means is you do the Hokey Pokey, then you turn yourself around. Then you turn it around. Basically giving Bojack a lesson of, yeah, just like with life. Yeah, bad things happen, maybe an incident occurs, but you get through with that whole incident and then you turn yourself around. And that is the purpose of it. He leaves Bojack with a final sombering note, letting him know that sometimes that's all we can do in life. Yeah, a whole hokey pokey might happen in your life and a whole problem might happen, but in the end of the day, you have the choice to then turn yourself around and start new. Todd is a very wonderful character. He's simple, he's fun, and he is the purest sense of a pure innocent mind. He can literally go through life just being innocent and just wanting to make sure the most beautiful parts of life are seen and shown. He ends up grabbing the most simple things in nursery rhymes and showing you the beauty of such a simple rhyme for kids. Todd is a shining light in the series, to me. He is the actual symbol of hope throughout the show. Todd, no matter what has happened to him or anything, he was always hopeful. He always had an upside, he always had a smile, and he was always ready to turn himself around and start from new with a new, more positive look on life. That's what makes him so important to the series. He is the shining hope, the shining little hokey pokey that will always turn himself around when push comes to shove. And that is the importance of Todd and Bojack Horseman within its narrative. I really hope you guys enjoyed this. It was really fun to make for you guys, and I really love doing these deep dives for you on Bojack Horseman. It is one of my favorite shows of all time, so it's fun to give my own personal open heart look on these things. But like I always say, if you guys want to recommend who I should cover next in the next character breakdown, or even what episode of Bojack Horseman I should cover next in my retrospective series of Bojack, by all means, drop a comment below and let me know suggestions on who or what episode I should cover next in this big grand retrospective of Bojack Horseman. And also, you know, the usual like, subscribe, and just checking out all the videos. It always helps a lot. It's really great when I see you guys support, and it really helps me get through tough times. So anyways, hope you guys enjoyed. It was real fun to make for you guys. Episode of Jetpack Retro next, or maybe I'll cover something else. I am going to go see that Michael movie shortly after I finish recording this, so maybe I'll do a quick JPR flashback review, just doing a quick review of it. Who knows? Bye, guys.